What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing another NASCAR silly season update where I'm going to recap everything that's happened for the 2023 to 2024 NASCAR silly season. So anyways, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Silly season will kick off in the second week of January as Kevin Harvick would confirm that he would be retiring at the end of the 2023 season and will be joining the Fox Sports booth starting in the 2024 season. Then the day after that, Kyle Larson would confirm that he would be running the 2024 Indianapolis 500 with Aaron McLaren with Hendrick Motorsports support and will drive the number 17 car as he will be attempting to complete the double in 2024. Silly season be quiet for a couple weeks. Then Chase Briscoe would confirm that he has signed a multi-year contract extension with Stewart-Haas Racing at the end of January. The contract is presumed at this point to be going through at least the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season. Then during Daytona Media Weeks, a couple major silly season announcements would happen. First, Daniel Suarez announced that he has signed a multi-year extension with Trackhouse Racing. While the details were not fully disclosed, a lot of people believe the contract goes through 2025, though Daniel Suarez could be on the hot seat at the end of 2024. On that same Monday or Tuesday, Alex Bowman would announce that he had signed an extension with Hendrick Motorsports through 2026. In addition to that, Ale had signed a contract through 2028, and I would imagine more than likely that Alex Bowman is going to stay with Hendrick Motorsports more than likely through the 2028 season. Then a day after that, on the Tuesday of Daytona Media Weeks, Ross Chastain would confirm that he has signed a long-term extension with Trackhouse Racing. While details were not disclosed, many believe the contract goes through 2027 or 2028, as Ross Chastain also will have a new sponsor in 2024, that being Busch Beer, and will stay with the Trackhouse Racing family for the foreseeable future. Silly season be quiet for the next few months, and there was a lot of talk about Junior Motorsports potentially going cup racing in 2024. But it was confirmed in the middle of the year that Junior Motorsports would not be going cup racing in 2024. They had talks and conversations about potentially doing that, but they will not be jumping up to the Cup Series in 2024 as charters have gone through the roof and they have gone up to around $40 billion. Then in the first or second week of May, Legacy Motor Club would confirm that they would be switching to Toyota starting in 2024. It was confirmed that Eric Jones would be joining Legacy Motor Club once again in 2024. And in recent weeks, it was announced that Jimmy Johnson will run at least 3 NASCAR Cup Series races in 2024, with those being, of course, Texas, Kansas, and the Coke 600, with other races like Daytona 500 and the Chicago Street Course more than likely be added later in the season. Then in May, there was a lot of conversation about Carl Edwards being interested in returning to NASCAR. He had conversations with Trackhouse Racing, and also Denny Hamlin revealed on his podcast that 23XI Racing had offered him to run when the organization started up, and also they had talked to Carl Edwards about helping with their simulator work at the Chicago Street Course. So presumably Carl Edwards has been interested in wanting to return, and maybe in the not-so-distant future, we could see Carl Edwards make a one-off return. Then in the first and second week of June, Joe Gibbs Racing would confirm that they have sold a minority stake with Harris Blitzer Sports Entertainment. Now, there will be no name change going forward, but the organization would also confirm that Joe Gibbs will be a part owner of the Washington Commanders and other organizations like the New Jersey Devils and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then in late June, Josh Berry would confirm they'd be joining Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, driving the number 4 car with Rodney Childers as a crew chief. Sponsorship funding has not been announced at this point. There's been a lot of teasers that Harrison's is likely going to come over with Josh Berry in 2024, but that will hopefully be announced in the not-so-distant future. Then there was a lot of conversation about Josh Berry's teammate, Ryan Preece, about potentially returning to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024. In the later portion of this season, it would be confirmed that Ryan Preece would be returning to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, driving the number 41 car once again, with his crew chief likely returning as well, that being Chad Johnson, in 2024. Then in July, it would be announced that Justin Haley would shockingly be leaving College Racing at the end of 2023 and joining Ricker Racing starting in 2024 in a multi-year deal. They will have an RFK alliance in the 2024 season, and in general, this is a big move for this team as they continue to grow, and Haley will drive the number 51 car in 2024. Then it was confirmed around the Michigan weekend that Corey LaJoie has signed a multi-year extension with Spire Motorsports. What's interesting is there have been a lot of toxic conversations about him talking to teams like Stewart-Haas Racing and also other organizations like Trackhouse, but Corey LaJoie will be staying with Spire Motorsports at least for the foreseeable future. Then during Michigan weekend, Ryan Ellis would confirm that he'd be returning to Alpha Prime Racing full-time in 2024, driving the number 43 car. Ryan Ellis, a very talented driver who always does get the best out of the equipment that he ends up driving. Then during that same Michigan weekend, Mark Truex Jr. would confirm that he would be returning to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024. Remember, early in the offseason, there had been a lot of talk and chatter about a potentially retiring, but Mark Truex Jr. is going to stay for the foreseeable future with Joe Gibbs Racing. It was then confirmed during that same weekend that Ryan Truex would also be returning to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024 in a select number of races that we'll talk about here at the end of this episode with JJR confirming their lineup. But Ryan Truex is going to stay with Joe Gibbs Racing for the foreseeable future. During that same Michigan weekend, it would be confirmed that Nick Sanchez would be returning to Rev Racing in 2024. Now, Nick Sanchez will, of course, have the Spire partnership in the 2024 season, but Nick Sanchez is going to be staying in the number 2 truck more than likely in 2024. Then a couple weeks after that, Firmer Motorsports would confirm their 2024 NASCAR Cup Series driver lineup. And they're going to have the same lineup as they had in 2023. Michael McDowell is going to stay in the number 34 car, and Todd Gillen is going to stay in the number 38 car in 2024 after a really strong season. Then during the Watkins Glen weekend, Austin Hill would confirm that he has signed a multi-year contract extension with Richard Childress Racing and will stay in the number 20 car, presumably, for the next 2 to 3 years. After a strong year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it's no shock he is staying with RCR. Then during the Milwaukee to Daytona weekend, GMS Racing would announce that they'd be shutting down at the end of 2023. Because of Legacy Motor Club switching to Toyota, this is not a major shock and surprise, and at the time, both drivers, or all 3 drivers, were free agents in the early portion of the offseason. Then during Daytona weekend, Parker Kligerman would confirm that he'd be returning to Big Machine Racing in 2024, driving the number 48 car once again. After a really strong year with the team, it's no shock he's staying with the team in the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Then during Daytona weekend, Kurt Busch would confirm that he would be retiring from NASCAR as he had not been medically cleared to return to the racetrack. Now, he's still going to be working with 2311 Racing for the foreseeable future, as working to try to develop drivers like Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace and stay with the team to help them out. But Kurt Busch, like I said, confirmed that he'd be retiring from the sport. And then I think after the Milwaukee weekend, it would be confirmed that Matt DiBenedetto will not be returning to Rackley War Racing in 2024. He was let go early in the offseason. There had been a lot of talk about maybe him going somewhere in 2024. But at this point, Matt DiBenedetto's future is still very wonky and uncertain at the moment. And it's unclear where he'll be headed in 2024. Then after the Southern 500, Denny Hamlin would confirm that he has signed a multi-year contract extension with Joe Gibbs Racing, and 2311 Racing also is going to remain with Toyota. There have been a lot of talk and chatter about Denny Hamlin them switching to Ford during around August to September, but it was confirmed that Denny Hamlin will stay at least the next 2 to 3 years with Joe Gibbs Racing. Then during that same Darlington weekend, John Henry Nemechek would confirm that he'd be joining Legacy Motor Club in 2024, driving the number 42 car with Ben Bayshore as the crew chief. After having a really successful year in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it's no surprise he's moving back up the Cup Series for the first time since 2021. Then during around the Bristol weekend, Sam Mayer would confirm that he'd be returning to Junior Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 1 car once again. After winning 4 NASCAR Xfinity Series races, he'll once again work with Marty Lindley in 2024. Then during the Bristol weekend, Daniel Hemrick would be confirmed to drive the number 31 car for Kaulig Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024, as he does bring a lot of sponsorship and funding to Kaulig Racing like Circle and other companies like South Point as well. Then during that same Bristol weekend, Zane Smith would be announced that he'd be joining Trackhouse Racing in 2024, but he will drive for Spire Motorsports in the 2024 season. Now, Trackhouse will have an alliance with Spire Motorsports. Zane Smith will work with Steven Duran as his crew chief, of course, as the engineer for Kevin Harvick, and will also drive the number 71 car for Spire Motorsports in the 2024 season. Because of this purchase, it was confirmed that Live Fast Motorsports will be selling their charter to Spire Motorsports and will run a part-time schedule in the 2024 season. Live Fast Motorsports will run the Daytona 500 BJ McLeod, and was also confirmed in recent weeks that Matt Tifft has left the organization as an owner. Then it was confirmed during around that Bristol weekend that Brandon Jones would be returning to Junior Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 9 car once again, with Phil Bell being the crew chief in 2024, as Jason Burdett will work with Jimmy Johnson in the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. During that same Bristol weekend, it would be confirmed that Justin Allgaier also would be returning to Junior Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 7 car. Justin Allgaier, of course, won that race at Bristol and confirmed it during his press conference. Then there was a lot of chatter about Hailie Deegan and what she'd be doing in 2024, but she'll be headed to AM Racing in the 2024 season, as AM Racing has had some conversations and talks about potentially expanding their organization. She'll drive the number 15 car. She'll be working with Joe Williams in 2024. I know she's kind of struggling in the truck series, but she deserves the opportunity and shot to move up to the Xfinity series. Then there was a lot of chatter about Brody Kosecki, but it's confirmed in recent weeks that Brody Kosecki is going to run 4 to 5 NASCAR Cup Series races in the 2024 season, with Erebus Racing and RCR backing him in 2024, as Brody Kosecki just won, most recently, won a Supercars championship. Then it was confirmed about a week after the Bristol weekend that Sammy Smith will be going to Junior Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 8 car, with Pilot Flying J as a sponsor and Adam Wall being the crew chief for him in 2024, as TMC also will be working with them in 2024 as well. Then around a few weeks, but after that, Daniel Dye would confirm that he'd be joining McAnally Hilgeman Racing in 2024, driving the number 43 truck. Basically, the 43 truck will remain the same as it was at GMS, because McAnally Hilgeman Racing will be getting a lot of the same stuff they got from GMS Racing. Then during the Talladega weekend, Spire Motorsports would announce that they had purchased Kyle Busch Motorsports, with Rowdy Manufacturing also being sent over to Spire Motorsports as well. Kyle Busch confirmed in recent weeks he'll run around 5 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series races in 2024, and Chase Purdy's also expected to run full-time with the organization as well. It's unclear if he'll be in the number 7 or the 77, though. There might be other drivers, though, joining up with this organization. On that same Talladega weekend, Harrison Burton would confirm that he'd be returning to the Wood Brothers in 2024, driving the number 21 car. He's going to have to step up to the plate, but I think he deserves another year with the Wood Brothers. During that same Talladega weekend, Austin Eric would confirm that he has signed a contract extension with Team Penske. After having a struggling year in 2023, he hopes to improve in 2024. Then during the Charlotte Roval weekend, Carson Hocevar would finally confirm that he'd be joining Spire Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 77 car. Carson Hocevar, very talented driver, has made a lot of mistakes in the truck series, over-characterized some mistakes, but he looks to improve in Cup in 2024. Then I think the week after Talladega, it was confirmed that Matt Mills will be joining the Nice Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 42 truck with JF Electric as the sponsor. Matt Mills made some select starts at KBM, and that's why he's getting this chance and opportunity with Nice Motorsports. Then right before Las Vegas, Riley Herbst would confirm that he'd be returning to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, driving the number 98 car. Riley Herbst had a really solid year in Xfinity and looks to build on that after a really strong ending to 2023. Then it was confirmed that Corey Heim would be returning to Tricon Garage in the 2024 season, driving the number 11 truck. After a really strong year in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, he looks to win his first Truck Series title in 2024. Then the Wednesday after that, it would be announced that Christian Eckes would be returning to McAnally Hilgeman Racing in 2024, driving the number 19 truck once again. Christian Eckes had a really strong year, won 4 races, and looks to build upon that in 2024. Then it was confirmed around the Homestead weekend that Jeremy Clements would be returning in 2024, as Jeremy Clements has been able to sell off sponsorship for the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Then the Friday before Homestead, Ryan Sieg would also confirm that he'd be returning in 2024, as he's also sold out sponsorship for the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series season. Then around the Homestead weekend as well, Dean Thompson would confirm that he would be returning to Tricon Garage in 2024. Drive the number 5 truck once again. Has some solid performances in the 2023 season and looks to build upon that in 2024. Then during the Martinsville weekend, Jesse Love would confirm that he'd be joining Richard Trillis Racing in 2024, driving the number 2 car with Danny Stockman as the crew chief. Jesse Love, of course, won the ARCA Championship, leaving the Toyota stable and going over to Chevy. During that same Martinsville weekend, Bailey Curry would be confirmed that he joined Nice Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 41 truck. After some really solid performances with the team, in 2023, he looks to make the playoffs and win his first championship in 2024. Then during Phoenix Championship weekend, Cole Custer would confirm that he'd be returning to Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, but in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in the 00 car. Cole Custer had a really strong year, won the championship in 2023, and looks to build upon that in 2024. During the same Phoenix weekend, Jordan Anderson Racing would confirm their 2024 driver lineup, and it's going to stay the same as it's been in 2023. They'll have Jeb Burton in the number 27 and Parker Retzlaff in the 31 once again in 2024. Then it was confirmed that Colby Howard would not be returning to CR7 Motorsports during the Phoenix weekend. There's a lot of chatter about where he could potentially be going. We'll talk about the driver to CR7 Motorsports truck here in just a little bit, but Colby Howard's future is certainly uncertain. Then here in Phoenix weekend, there have been a lot of chatter about Frankie Muniz, about where he was going. Some had thought he'd be going to RSS Racing. However, it's been confirmed by multiple representatives at RSS Racing that Frankie will not be driving there. I'm really not sure where he'll be driving in the 2024 season. I hope he does have a ride, though, for 2024. Then a couple weeks after the offseason started, Brennan Poole would confirm that he'd be joining Alpha Prime Racing in the 2024 season, driving the number 44 car. Brennan Poole had some very solid runs with JD Motorsports and looks to build upon that in 2024. Then it was announced a day or two later that Tanner Gray would be returning to Tricon Garage in 2024, driving a number 15 truck. Tanner Gray, pretty talented driver, of course NHRA winner, looks to have a better year and make the playoffs for the first time in his Truck Series career. Then during the early portion of the offseason, Roger Krug revealed to Bob Pockers that he was close to announcing his 2024 plans. Some believe he'll be in the Truck Series, maybe goes to Rackley. It's unclear at this point, but he's still one of the big-name free agents who is closer, though, announcing his 2024 plans. Then the day after it was announced Tanner Gray was returning to Tricon, it was confirmed that Taylor Gray would also be returning to Tricon Garage in 2024 in the number 17 truck, and he will have Jeff Hensley in the 2024 Truck Series season. Then it was confirmed that Keith McGee would be returning to Ray & Brothers Racing in 2024, driving for 6 races, most likely the number 33 or the 34 truck in the 2024 Craftsman Truck Series season. Then it was confirmed about a month ago that Kyle Weatherman would be joining DJM Racing full-time in 2024, driving the number 91 car. Kyle Weatherman had a very, very solid year with DJM Racing in select races, and he will have an opportunity once again to join up with them in 2024. Then it was confirmed about a month ago as well that Jake Garcia will be joining ThorSport Racing in 2024, driving the number 13 truck, and replace Haley Deegan in the 2024 season, bringing over some sponsorship and funding with him for 2024. Then it was also announced about a month ago that Josh Williams will be joining Colleague Racing in the 2024 season, driving the number 11 car with Alloy Employer to sponsor him for a majority of the year. Josh Williams had a very, very solid year within the series, also made some big name for himself, and does bring a little sponsorship funding to the table as well. Then it was confirmed around that time as well that Mike Harmon Racing would be returning in 2024, as CHK Racing is no longer a thing in 2024, as there was a lot of bad blood that took place. Now we get to where we're at currently. It was announced about a week or two after the last silly season update that a new program called Stage 60 would be announced to be entered in 2024 as RFK's way of responding to Project 91. David Reagan is going to run the Daytona 500 with this team, and Stage 60 is expected to run multiple races throughout the 2024 NASCAR Cup Series season. Then it was announced about a day after this that Kyle Sieg would be joining RSS Racing in 2024, driving the number 28 car on a full-time basis. Kyle Sieg, pretty talented driver, had a couple good performances, but also struggled throughout 2024. Then it was announced, I think, about a week later that Dawson Craig would be joining JD Motorsports in 2024 full-time, driving the number 4 car. This is a good opportunity for Dawson Craig, probably the best opportunity he's had in his career, and looks to build upon that in 2024. Then it was announced about 2 or 3 weeks ago that Jack would be joining McAnally-Hilgeman Racing in 2024, racing full-time in the ARCA West Series, and will run 14 races in the Truck Series in 2024 in the number 91 truck. I can't remember who his crew chief is going to be in 2024, but nonetheless, he'll be going back to the Truck Series in 2024 once again. Then it was confirmed about 2 weeks ago that AJ Allmendinger would be returning to the Xfinity Series in 2024 on a full-time basis, driving the number 16 car. He will also run part-time in the Cup Series in 2024 and will drive the number 16 car in Cup, as it was confirmed a couple days ago that he'll run the Daytona 500 in the 16 car, as that team is expected to be a rotation team in 2024. The next day, or actually the same day, it was announced that Tyler Ankrum would be going to McAnally-Hilgeman Racing in 2024, driving the number 18 truck, meaning that Ettore Racing still has a couple rides that need to be filled for 2024, as Tyler will get an opportunity and shot to drive for one of the best organizations. On the same day, it was announced that Anthony Alfredo would be joining Our Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 5 car. Our Motorsports, a team that struggled in 2024. They look to have a better year as they bring a driver back that used to drive for them in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Then on the Friday, or about 2 weeks ago, Timmy Hill would confirm to be driving for Hill Motorsports full-time in 2024, driving the number 56 truck with Toyota, and Unis Storage is going to sponsor for multiple races throughout the 2024 season. Then it was confirmed about 2 weeks ago that Faction 46 will be joining the Truck Series, and Thad Moffitt is going to be the driver of this new Faction 46 organization in 2024 in the number 46 truck. Thad Moffitt's bringing a little sponsorship funding with him, which is why he's getting the opportunity and shot. Then it was announced last week on the Monday or Tuesday that Grant Enfinger will be joining CR7 Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 9 truck. CR7 Motorsports will have an alliance with McAnally-Hilgeman Racing, and also Jeff Stankiewicz is going to be the crew chief for Grant Enfinger in 2024. And then on Wednesday, a lot of massive announcements were made. First, Joe Gibbs Racing revealed their 2024 lineup. Sheldon Creed is going to be in the number 18 car after he confirmed he would not be back at RCR in 2024. Chandler Smith is going to drive the number 81 car in the 2024 season. And Eric Almirola and John Henry Mitchell are going to split the number 20. And Joe Graff Jr., Ryan Truex, William Sawalich, and Taylor Gray are going to drive the number 19 in 2024. Eric Almirola, of course, announced recently he would not be returning to Stewart-Haas Racing at the Martinsville weekend. We'll talk about the driver replacing him here in just a second, but a lot of drivers making moves over in Joe Gibbs Racing's pipeline in the 2024 season. On that same Wednesday, it was confirmed that Shane Van Gisbergen would reveal his 2024 plans. He's going to run full-time in the Xfinity Series with Colleague Racing in 2024 in the number 97 car, and also run 7 NASCAR Cup Series races in 2024. Unclear if he'll be Colleague or Trackhouse, but many presume he'll likely drive for Trackhouse Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series in 2024. On that same Wednesday, Thorso Racing would reveal their 2024 lineup, with Jake Garcia being confirmed to number 13. Connor Jones is going to drive the 66 part-time. Matt Crafton's back in the 88. Ty Majeski's in the 98. And Ben Rhodes will be in the 99 in the 2024 season, as that team will have 5 trucks throughout 2024. The final big thing that was announced on that Wednesday last week is that Noah Gragson would be confirmed to drive the 10 car for Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024. Noah Gragson, of course, coming off of being reinstated in recent weeks. He says he's learned a lot from the mistakes that he has made and looks to have a really good year with Stewart-Haas Racing in 2024, though that organization has struggled in most recent seasons. Then on the Thursday last week, Lane Briggs would be shockingly confirmed to be driving for Front Row Motorsports in 2024, driving the number 38 truck. Lane Briggs, very talented driver, won a lot of late model races, some Cars late model tour races in recent years. Son of Scott Riggs, who won a lot of Busch Series and Truck Series races in his career. He'll be joining Front Row in 2024. Then it was confirmed earlier this week that Blaine Perkins will be joining RSS Racing in 2024, driving the number 29 car. He'll be the third and final full-time driver for the organization, as RSS Racing will have a 4th car that is part-time, but they only have 3 cars in 2024. Then there's been a lot of talk about Cam Waters this week of him driving for RFK Racing in the 2024 season in the number 60 car for 3 races with Monster Energy backing and support in the 2024 season. Cam Waters, very talented driver, won 11 supercar races, and the supercar invasion continues in NASCAR currently at the moment. Then it was announced on Wednesday, along with the AJ Allmendinger news, that Anthony Alfredo will be joining Beer Motorsports in 2024 for 2 NASCAR Cup Series races. He'll run the Daytona 500, and of course will also run at the Spring Talladega race. Anthony Alfredo, of course, joining our Motorsports in the Xfinity Series next year, but gets an opportunity to go back to the Cup Series for the first time since 2021. Then there's been a lot of talk and chatter about Ty Dillon. His plans are currently to be determined. We know that he will not be back at Spire Motorsports in 2024. There have been a lot of talk that maybe going to Kaulig Racing in the Cup Series full-time. That has fallen through. We already know Allmendinger is going to be driving a 16. There's a chance he still could go to Kaulig Racing in 2024, but nothing has been confirmed in regards to Ty Dillon's plans for 2024. Another driver that's still to be determined is Brett Moffitt. There's been some chatter he can go back to AM Racing in 2024. A lot of people thought he'd be going to front row like myself, but Brett Moffitt still has not announced his plans currently for 2024, and they're still to be determined. I really hope Brett Moffitt does have a ride for 2024 because he's a very talented driver and deserves a chance and opportunity to drive for a really strong and good organization. Then earlier this week, it was reported by Seriously Fast Motorsports LJ Toledo that Kaz Grala could be joining Rickwer Racing in 2024 in the number 15 car. Rickwer Racing is looking to run potentially two full-time entries. It's unclear when an announcement will happen, but it could happen in the coming days, maybe after the holidays are over. But Kaz Grala could be headed over to Rickwer Racing in 2024. And finally, as of the time I'm recording this, it was confirmed yesterday that William Sawash will be back at Tricon Garage in 2024, driving the one truck for 9 races in 2024, as William looks to gain a lot of experience for the 2024 NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series season. So, that is going to be it for the NASCAR Silly Season update. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What are your thoughts about the NASCAR Silly Season update? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This might be the final NASCAR Silly Season updates coming out for a very, very long time. There will be other videos dropping. Of course, there will not be any videos on Sunday or Monday due to being a Christmas time. Then on Tuesday, we'll have NASCAR Truck Series predictions dropping. Most likely Wednesday, unless there's major news that breaks, we'll have the winter predictions for 2024 once again. And there'll be other content as we close out 2023. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.